Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup podcast, episode 125. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
It's the shadows of the pre-orders.
That's right.
Everyone's getting
Well,
nervous about pre-orders, and we talked about this last week, but I have some updates. Some things have changed, and so, because it's been a week, so we're here to talk about it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some Modern Horizons 3. We're going to talk about some economy stuff, maybe.
yeah,
And
I think.
then,
Well, and I think we should talk like not just Modern Horizons 3, but the broader topic of multiple things selling out on release or getting close to it, like real
yeah,
low supplies across different games. Actually, so
yeah.
the new era.
The new stuff. What else we want to talk about? We played Winston again
We
today,
did.
which was fun. You beat my butt.
I did. That was awesome.
It was fun. All the games felt like games. We did March of the Machine again. Did some Winston. I am 2/3 of the way through a Lord of the Rings extended edition binge over 3 days. This is the weekend that they are back in theaters showing the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. And I saw Fellowship yesterday, Two Towers today. We just got back. That's why the podcast is late.
And we're tired.
And we're tired, so this is probably going to be a short one. So, just to give you context. And I'll be seeing Return of the King tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Will I stay awake the whole time? Probably not. But
It
will be fun.
starts at 7.
It starts at 7, John.
Oh no!
And
Why
this
did you
one's
choose
the
that?
longest
Yeah, why did you choose that?
because I took off Tuesday.
Oh, you took Tuesday too. I knew you took yesterday off, right? Or did you? Or tomorrow off, rather.
No, I'm working tomorrow.
Oh, okay, got it. Now I understand. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah. Working Tuesday. Taking off Tuesday to recover from the binge. Work had been pushing me to take some time off, so I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to be doing this Lord of the Rings binge. I'm going to be getting home super late, so sounds good.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
Yeah. But where do we want to start?
Let's start with what we played.
Yeah. We did Winston,
Yeah.
March of the Machines, which was fun. I went blue-black this time. We got the hang of Winston. Drafting went way faster.
Yeah, way, way faster. It was a lot more fun this time, too, because kind of knew what to look for, what not to worry about, you know?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the draft a lot more. Last time I was like constantly second guessing myself. You
Sure.
know?
And I think that's anytime drafting the first time on a set, because neither of us had drafted it.
Yeah. But this one, I basically stuck to the 3 colors right off the bat, which I ended up just with the 2, obviously.
Sure.
What was it? Green, white? Yeah. And then I had blue was kind of a backup color, but then I realized you were stealing all the good blue cards, or at least a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get a decent pile by the end, but it wasn't enough, and I was too nervous to splash blue.
Yeah.
Frankly, because I'm not sure how well splashing works in a 40 card deck. I know it's possible from drafts I used to do, but I'm not at that level of comfort to take that on. So
that's fair.
But yeah, I think green white was fun. That's like +1s and like not combo. Was it combo? No, backup 1, backup 2.
Backup,
Yeah, those were fun.
A lot of counters.
It's more counters, plus it gives the skill like vigilance, whatever, for a turn, which was pretty neat. And that came into effect a few times in a useful way, not like devastating or anything, but it was nice. There was utility there, so it was fun. It was good. I liked it.
Nice.
Green White was good. What did you think about your mill deck?
It was fun, of course. I went to Mir, milled a bunch. It almost worked a couple times.
That second time, you really
second
had
time
me.
it did a thing. It did.
You had me on the ropes, and it was firing on all cylinders. And the only reason was I was able to like slowly whittle away your board. I think if I wasn't very cautious, like I was like, I think I can still turn this around, but I got to use my life just right and not get too close to the edge. Down to 5 health. I was afraid you had me that turn.
Yeah, it was a close one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Definitely down to do it again. We still got more packs in the box. I think we can do it, 2 more times?
Yeah, because it's a smaller
24.
box for that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Did you play any Star Wars this week?
I did. I went to my locals. I went 2-1 on Leia. Didn't do any changes from the showdown. Probably gonna play that again this week, at least through the showdowns, and then I'll start getting experimental before the new set comes out. Because I have one more locals and then the last store showdown that I'm going to be doing, and then on the 15th, and yeah, then I'll play a couple things, and then we have Shadows of the Galaxy coming out in a little over a month and 3 days.
Yep. Modern Horizons on the horizon, very close. I think it's next week. Pre-release was this week. I've heard good things.
I looked for it on Arena. It wasn't there.
Are they not doing that with Arena anymore? I thought I heard them announce that some time ago. Now,
yeah, I think it's
I only half paid
on
attention.
like release.
Yeah, they're doing it with paper release, I think, now. So there's still reason to do pre-releases in stores.
Oh, the pre-release.
I think that was the problem, yeah.
Pre-release is for the weekend on paper. And then the 11th. So Tuesday,
okay. So a couple days later. That's actually really smart. That's new.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So that's.
Which I mean makes sense. Why wait all the way until Friday? And paper still got to go first. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Because again, then you're taking away from the next Friday Night Magic. Like, it's if they get the engine of the online and the in-store stuff
not
working,
competing.
Yeah, like working well, they have a powerhouse of a sales funnel.
Yeah, I mean, Magic isn't really even close to my main game, but I play it the second most besides Star Wars, and that's because of Arena.
Yeah. Get it. But yeah, so this is coming out looking good. One big kind of semi-announcement. I don't know. Rudy came out with a thing for his patrons. Basically, just said, "Can't get a hold of it." It's basically really hard to get a hold of. All the distros are sold out right now on MH3 play boxes, even not just collectors. I think collectors, that's been true for the last couple, where it's like basically sold out on release day for the collectors, but then there's more that are added later. The play boxes have never had that happen once. They did this time. So they're sold out on all the distros that I can see, and I don't think that it's the only wave. Like, I really do expect more to show up. I mean, Modern Horizons 2 just had one of its final waves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, there's a new wave, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or less.
That could be the play boxes.
Well, exactly. So that's why I'm like, don't worry about play. Play will come around. Now, will it be available 4 years later? Probably not. That I don't think. But so they're
2 years later.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think they're cutting back in general with the new economy, and I think in prediction of a downturn coming or something of that nature. Yeah. And I think every TCG is doing that. I think all of them are, ramping down production. What's that?
It makes sense, right? Get as much, because of the turnover of players, like the stereotypical card player. We are not the stereotypical card player, and we've been around longer than the average card cycle person, which lasts about 2 years, and then they get out. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like get as much money from them as possible during that time, which is very similar to I was listening to someone talking about Games Workshop, right?
Oh, yeah.
The starter boxes have been the main thing that's gone up in price. And it's because most times, most customers, they just buy one of the starter boxes and that's it. Then they're out. So instead of making them loss leaders, they're just charging more because they know they sell those more.
Right.
So
yeah, I think we're seeing it across all CCGs, TCGs, etc. They're all cutting back. I think winners will be the ones that cut back the most and hold the value of the collectability.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the most money will come from in this next era, because you don't have everyone trying to free Tindy it,
Right.
And so it will be the big players that move slowly, kind of more mature on the way they approach the markets. I think instead of the hype machine, I think it's going to be this other, like, actually make it collectible. So the big money slowly trickles back in and starts taking up, supply, or, getting all that stuff the way it is. So I don't know. We'll see. That's my guess. But yeah, they're clearly cutting on MH3. I think they're cutting on Pokemon. Rudy's been talking
yeah.
about that forever. I think it's finally being seen. You were saying the box prices were coming up. You saw
Yeah,
something?
Paldea Evolved is up to 130 a box. Now that's shipping included. But if you look back in January, it was 90.
Yeah.
Like
And I
for
did
a
a quick.
long
You got,
time, it was in that sub 100 for from October to January,
yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
sat around the 100 105, and then did the bounce up to 110. Then now it's up to 130.
Yeah. And as far as Pokemon booster boxes go, for the first time, they're not at all available on the main distro for Pokemon that I have access to. The other ones are there, but a lot of them are limited. A lot of them are higher prices, so not your standard
Mm-hmm.
like case price or whatever. So I think there's some market drain happening on Pokemon right now. So it does look like it, at least from this side of things.
Yeah, and I mean, we heard it was probably about a year ago we talked about this. It's been a long time. That Pokemon's cutting back on actually booster boxes printing
Yeah, I've
and
heard that.
focusing more on the auxiliary products, the ones that like go and target with the big plastic things and ETBs. They've definitely increased the number that they're making. And these they don't do the build and battles anymore, but the booster bundles. Um, so I think it might just be a booster box thing too, but that's like the thing to collect in Pokemon.
They do battle products.
Build and battle still? What's the
Yeah,
last one in there?
Twilight Masquerade that just
Oh,
came out.
really? There's a build and
Yeah,
battle?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
That's good.
It's build and battle,
Oh,
elite
it's the
trainer, check
stadiums.
lane. Oh yeah, no stadium. I don't see
Stadiums
that
thing.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, got it. Yes, the other products are
Yes.
their
Yeah, exactly. They
mainstay. It
have so
makes
many.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's
But
an
I think
interesting time.
it's one of those things where you aren't going to see cheap boxes anymore. Similar to Magic, just because like the MSRP of Pokemon booster boxes have come up. The MSR, not the MSRP because there is none, but like the price of stores getting Magic products, play boxes over draft boxes, just the cheapest, the bottom level of boxes is now higher. And so you're starting to see the repercussions of all of those $80, $90 both Pokemon boxes and Magic draft boxes drift up into the hundreds because they are just the cheapest ones to get.
Yep. Yep. Slowly, the market is draining out, and then they'll do a reset, and I guess slowly build up again. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Interesting.
New times, new era we are living through.
Yeah. Wonder what our past selves would think if we could tell each other what was going on right now. If there's something a year ago you could tell yourself a year ago, what would it be?
A year ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the same place a year ago. What was
There's
a year
nothing
ago?
like even like the lottery winning stuff where it's like here's
Well,
the
I mean,
lottery
I'm not
numbers.
like. Are you saying I could tell myself anything,
Yeah.
including like how to make $1 billion?
No.
Yeah,
Like
I was gonna say because I
no,
would take
like
a certain
where
stock
like
and say mortgage the house and put it in that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
no, the
I know things that
boxes
went up.
boxes.
Nvidia a year ago. That's what I
Sure.
would pick.
Sure. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. No, card wise, card related, card market related.
Um,
That you would
yeah,
that you a
I
year
feel like
ago
I'm on the
wouldn't
general
believe you.
same mindset. I think the Pokemon thing is slower than I thought it was going to be. I thought this would recover faster. Because a year ago I think I was buying Scarlet Violet cases.
Yeah.
At that point, so I think that was something I thought was going to happen much sooner than it has. I don't think I would have believed that Magic cut as much as it has.
Yeah.
I would still be so. Yeah, that's probably something I would tell
That's
myself because that was one where I was like, there's a few places where I hesitated and didn't buy and kind of missed the lows because I'm like, I don't trust that it's actually cut fully. You know, like I think maybe some are
We've
and
heard
some
this
aren't.
before.
Yeah, right. You know, I just didn't trust it, and that was a mistake because they clearly have cut. Yeah, I would have bought cases of every collector box probably this whole time.
Yeah.
So, that's about it.
Yeah. I would
What
have
about
told
you?
myself, you're gonna be really stupid about Star Wars. Be even stupider. Um, yeah, so I am. It is. I am glad to see boxes of Shadows of the Galaxy on TCG Player have come down. They're nowhere near MSRP, which is 120. Cheapest box is 175, and there's three of them before we go back to 190. But key is we're down under 200 for a while there. It was in parity with box one. Um, but now it's slightly cheaper, which is good because it's not even out yet compared to a set that's been out and is gone.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's just that stores are really getting allocated pretty heavily. One thing I told John earlier in the week, but wanted to bring up on the podcast, my locals are doing the way they're doing it has me very happy, in that they're taking emails from the locals at the Tuesday locals and being like, "Hey, come sign up for this email. You'll be the first to know when pre-orders go up." And so, locals that show up and play each week get the first shot at boxes at the store, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's the way it should be done. It's really cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, so very happy about that. Definitely going to be taking advantage of it. Not advantage of it, getting boxes from them. And plan on, once it comes out, opening a bunch of boxes. So there will be a bunch of box opening videos. Maybe just a stream of them.
Nice.
And you're going to be over that weekend, so maybe we can do a stream together and just open a bunch of Star Wars.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool.
yeah, it'll be fun. And if we do have time, I would like to try Winston too.
Yeah, we can give it a shot. I'll get my butt kicked, but that's fine.
It'll be fun.
Like,
just
yeah,
the drafting part will be fun too.
yeah, that's fine.
Because I haven't done that. I haven't done Winston. I am hoping that. So what we do know about this is a couple of things, and I'll pretty much just recommend the same thing I did last week. I don't think anything's really changed. That look for your local stores if they're selling it for map, which is again 120. Do it, because that's as low as they're able to sell it. So that's as low as you're going to find it online.
Yeah, anything legit. Anything below that's either cheating a system or doing something they shouldn't be.
Yeah, so that's your safety mark, and support your local stores, because your stores will make some money and you will get a good deal. So it is a win-win. But yeah, they keep showing off more cards. Mandalorian seems to be like it's going to be a tribal that's actually going to be a thing. There's another.
Oh yeah,
now.
It has to be.
Yeah,
there's so many people obsessed with it. Yeah, if they didn't do that, it'd be such a miss.
No, as in like they're doing it, but like will it shift meta stuff? Will there be a meta deck?
Yeah.
And the answer is going to be yes.
Yeah, it sounds like they've done a really good job with their rock paper scissors construction. However, they're doing it, because obviously it's more than three things.
Yeah, I think the big thing is there's just so many leaders that there's one leader that gets around another leader.
Yeah, always, and probably at some point it'll end up being a couple. You know, you'll have a pretty. I guess it'll be archetypes.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way to describe it. And there'll probably be 10 of them or whatever. I don't know how many it'll land on, but that is probably the most exciting part about this game for me, which I know that's kind of a silly thing, but for me, that's what I love about Magic, is the number of different ways you can build.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like every time you feel like you figured a way to build out, you can find another way to build and do it down that stream and just keep iterating until you figure it out. I feel like Star Wars is definitely going to have that capability, like within the first 3 years, like really solidly down.
Yeah, and I mean with every set, the more and more combinations, and each set has so many leaders that I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
But then again, if you don't have a local store that you can get boxes from, buy singles, because that is the way.
That is the way.
But yeah, because I don't think singles will be that bad. It's just I think a lot of people like to chase showcases I included. And but it does seem that I would not worry about boxes disappearing as quickly as set 1, because it seems like they're intentionally holding back boxes. I hope so, because so in my logic is, from what I've heard, is that they're doing waves, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping it isn't, oh, this is the wave, and it's sold out pre-release, and then comes out, and then there's the 1 to 3 boxes. But what I've
Yeah.
also heard is this should last you until August, which is a month. So it's not that bad.
Yeah. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm less worried about it.
Yeah.
Especially since the price is coming down below 200 already.
Yes.
I feel like that's a good sign.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
but then
I think the only thing is how many people got discouraged by lack of access to box 1 and don't show up for box 2.
And that is
like
another
we
thing.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be some attrition. It always happens, but what is it? And I don't think it'll be that big.
And the percentage of players that I've talked to, that the majority of them aren't other card game players. They're just Star Wars fans. So I think it's brought more people in than stolen from other games, in my opinion, from my talking to people. Yeah. Which is very interesting. And those people may not come back. But I also know people, a lot more people in my locals that are trying to get more boxes this time. So I think it's just a good mix of, it will shed some, but others will go deeper.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I see on the subreddit people being like, oh, I just found this game. I got the starter set. What do I do? And everyone's like, wait till.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun.
We're sorry.
Buy singles. Draft. Oh, wait.
Even buying singles, man, that's like, oh.
No, you can build competitive decks for like 100, 120 bucks.
That's true, because it's a big enough meta structure, but still.
Yeah, and if there are a couple cards, but those are only for certain decks. So there are ways to be competitive on a cost efficient, on a budget. I think on more of a budget than Magic. Like if you're trying to build a standard deck.
Oh yeah.
Or a modern
for
deck,
sure.
yeah.
1,000%. Yeah. No, anything super competitive in Magic is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Expensive.
So I don't know. It's very interesting to see and follow.
Yeah.
Got
cool.
Traded for a red 3 this week, a hyperspace foil red 3 for my Leia deck, which is super fun. I bring my trade binder every week, and then people are like, "What are you interested in?" And then I fan out my Leia deck, and I was like, "Can you make this shinier?"
That's pretty good. Make it bling.
And then in all the boxes I opened, I didn't open any hyperspace fleet lieutenants, and the other trade I did was for a hyperspace foil 1 and 2 regular hyperspace ones. So I'm trying to make everything in the deck at least hyperspace, and then most of it's hyperspace foil. It's crazy. A pretty deck, John. It's a pretty deck.
Yeah, that's cool, but you're still crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's your love deck, though.
This is my thing. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
Yeah, it was really funny. The guy I played in round 3, the final round on Tuesday, he was like, "Is this like your main deck?" After like a bunch of like really blinged out cards came out, and I was like, "Yeah, I've been nurturing this one for a little bit
since the beginning." It's like, wasn't it like your first box you opened?
No. I first played Boba. I didn't play Leia till week 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you pulled her very early, though. Like,
no, she was like one of the last showcases I pulled.
Oh, okay. I must be. Oh,
Gary.
No.
Gary.
Yes,
pulled
it was Gary pulled it right
yeah.
away. That's what I was mixing up. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, he was like, "I've never played against Leia," and I was like, "Huh, all right. Well, I do 2 actions at once," and he was like, "That seems good," and I was like, "It is."
Yeah, a little bit.
When I play against decks that let me establish a board presence, it's very good. When I play an opponent that doesn't allow me to have a board presence, it's very bad. It's just a blank hero.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Did you want to throw any economy stuff in?
I'll just throw a little bit in there.
Where are we at? What's the future?
So chaos, still utter freaking chaos. All early in the week, I'm hearing there's been softening data, this data, that data, ancillary, tertiary, whatever data, different tiers of data, essentially, saying things are cooling, getting weak. Everyone's getting kind of excited that the Fed will cut rates and that will help the economy again, and then we get a little boost and all this stuff. And so they're waiting for weak news to say that the Fed has, basically permission to land the plane, if you will. I guess is kind of how they're talking about it, a soft landing thing. Um, Reality is it almost never works. But come Friday, the big data was Friday. It was ADP's job data, which is largely considered one of the better data sources out there for job information. And it came out at like, I want to say it was like 275,000 jobs. And I guess it's by quarter or whatever, month, whatever this is. I can't remember. And sorry, I'm really tired. I've been
Oh, you're good.
out hiking for 3 days, just for the audience to know, and just got back and then went and watched 400 hours of Lord of the Rings with Tommy, and then did this. So anyways, I'm a little slow here. But the point is that the expectation was like 145. So it was way more jobs than they
Yeah.
thought. The opposite of what they thought. And
Is-
so, of course, everyone loses their damn mind. And that is what has happened. And then there's also some interesting data that came out from the Fed, I believe, actually officially announced it. But they did it kind of quietly. I think they did in like a weird communication, not the standard one. And it said that basically gold is taking over as the reserve. Historically, the reserve currency has been the US dollar, basically since Bretton Woods, which
right.
is a long time ago. There was an agreement, multinational agreement, that people would buy oil with the US dollar. And therefore, the US dollar was needed by every country because every country has to buy oil. And that has been the way for, I don't know, it's got to be like 80 years now. I don't know exactly when it happened, but long time.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see that change because essentially the U.S. is borrowing too much. And I'm not one to usually argue we have to cut our deficit sort of thing. You can usually grow into it if you can do it responsibly. But at this point, I think because of the interactions internationally, I think because of the competitiveness coming up, China, Russia, et cetera, trying to create a separate sphere of influence. And because of some other strategic international things, it's basically becoming less. People don't trust the dollar or maybe our politics very much. And so they're switching out for gold instead, because gold's international instead of basically giving us a blank check. That's essentially why our debt has always been able to be handled, because anyone with money was willing to park it in US dollars because it's typically safe. And so that's starting to shift. Now, this is not a fast shift. It's just a thing. It does happen. But the Fed essentially said it in an official communication, that's a big deal, because that means they're like, okay, how do we manage the economy without having, this blank check from the world?
Right.
And that's an interesting factor. So anyways, data is softening, but then also getting harder. I don't know. Opposite of softening.
When they say there's more jobs, does that include people that have multiple jobs?
They slice and dice the data in a way, but I don't remember all the details for that particular formula.
Yeah.
It's
because what if one person has like 3 or 4 jobs?
Yeah, I think it's ADP's data, so it's paychecks, probably W-2s, right? Not 1099s, because they wouldn't get paid through ADP mostly.
Right.
And so I guess for those people that have like 2 full-time office jobs because they're remote, that would sneak through. But I think the most the part-time job stuff probably wouldn't that much.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's. In either way, they measure it the same way every time. So it's like, although I think it did get changed sometime, like in the last 12 months or so.
It's enough consistency.
Yeah. Point being is it's close enough. Yeah. To be a measure if it's higher or lower than last. Again, I can't remember if this is quarterly data or what this one. I think it's quarterly data.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and it was way higher than expected. Yeah, I think expectation was 180, and it came in at 275. So they were off by a huge margin. Usually they're off by like 20, 30,000. Not like 100,000.
Right.
That was way off. Now we'll probably get revised down because that always happens too. But still, being this far off is just chaos, pure chaos. So, point being, even the best analysts with the best data have no freaking idea what's going on anymore.
Yeah, well, that sounds right.
Yep. That's why I'm creating a new newsletter. It's going to be on economic stuff to try to explain it in an easy way. It's part of why I wanted to stop doing the other video, to make room for that.
Cool.
So, we'll see. We'll see if that gets off the ground.
Well, I'd sign up.
Yeah, there's a number of people that actually would probably just sign up for the sake of signing up because, I talked to them about economic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, anything else before we call it for the week?
Nope. Not really.
Anything you're excited about?
MH3 actual release. I want to see what happens to cards and prices, and if we get another wave. That's most interesting to me. And then opening some stuff. I got I think a case of collectors. I'm definitely opening a few.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. Yeah, I like opening collector boxes. They just make me happy to open. They're very expensive, but they're very fun to open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nothing else.
Well, I'll be opening a bunch of Star Wars next month.
Yep. So that's what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
4.
4. Is it 4? It's middle of next month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
yeah.
12th,
yeah. It's 11th or 12th or something. Yeah. I just remembered. Got it. Cool.
Yep. Almost there. No, I'm fine. The meta's been super fun, so I'm not complaining. But cool. Well, until next week. We'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.